just got back to New York and I received one of the 2 decks that will be released on Thursday, October 10th. This is the Fear deck. This is the Halloween charity deck. If you know, every Halloween or Halloween season for my birthday, we do a big event, and every year we donate proceeds from the charity deck to charity. This year's charity is the Alzheimer's Association. So when you pick up a few of these decks on Thursday, you will be helping in the fight to end Alzheimer's, a cause which is very near and dear to my heart. With that said, I have to go ahead and take photos of this deck so they're done in time for the release. As you can see, it's not very fall-y here in New York. So we went out and bought a few props. And we're gonna go do a quick photo shoot and then get into a quick tutorial. Photo shoots are one of my favorite things to do when releasing a deck of cards. I get to be creative with it, so here's a little bit of creativity. Not so much creativity, but we have green leaves here in New York since it's not very, it hasn't really turned to, I don't even think there's fall exists anymore here in New York. So I got props. I got these from the 99-cent store and also came with some mini pumpkins and acorns and all of that stuff. So we're gonna use this stuff to create the atmosphere for the Fear deck, and then we're gonna do some photos. So let's see how this turns out. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is just pop these into the ground. Maybe one over there, maybe one in front. I always like to put something in front to get that sort of blurry effect. Let's move these things out of the way. All right, maybe one over here. Now we get that nice little triangle, and then this could go. We'll scatter the pumpkins around here. So now we've created our own little harvest. And we can plop this baby in right there and take some photos. Now this little section here doesn't look like much as it is. It really looks pretty sad, but we're gonna use, I'm using the 85mm lens. A lot of people asking me what kind of equipment I use and stuff like that. Canon 85mm, get some nice tight close-ups of this deck, and let's see how it turns out. So let's take a look at the Fear deck, what comes in the box, and teach you something cool with a gaff found inside of the deck. Now on the tuck itself, it says the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. A nice motto to live by. And on the back, it says, and spiders, because let's be honest, who is not afraid of spiders? We only made 1,000 of these, and they are numbered and sealed on this nice little orange seal with an owl on it, so numbered 1 to 1,000. I stole a few from the warehouse for photos, so there'll be 1,000 minus a few, 998 for the lucky ones to go ahead and grab and support a good cause. Let's crack these babies open and see what we get inside. So first thing is on the flap, it has the date of 10/31/19, this year's Halloween date. On the flaps we have little spiders. I don't know if you could see them there. Now the cards themselves I really like. I love this design. It's a very fun design. By the way, a fun fact is I designed this myself. So I taught myself Illustrator. Slowly but surely I am learning, and this was the first design that I made for a deck of cards. Now the logo has Halloween written right here and a bunch of little Halloween designs and surprises on the back design. Jokers are 2 owls, pretty cute. Normal faces for the cards. It does come with a double backer, which you can do a bunch of stuff with that. And one of my favorite gaff cards to date is the Bloody 5 of Hearts. Now the Bloody 5 of Hearts, you can do something with it with the regular 5 of Hearts, so grab these 2 cards and come back and let's learn just a quick little trick. There are plenty of effects that you can do using the gaff card with the blood on it and the regular 5 of Hearts. I'm not going to teach you one particular one. I'm going to go through many different versions of the same trick, basically giving you a lot of information that you could go ahead and take and put into your own sort of routine. So basically with this routine, what's going to happen is you're going to force the 5 of Hearts, all right? So for every trick, you're going to force the 5 of Hearts using your favorite method. I like to do for this one, I like to do just a classic force. The reason for this is that we do not need to go straight into this effect with here, so this could be just waiting and ready to go. If you miss the force, then do something else. If you don't want to take a chance, then of course cut the deck, hold the break, riffle down, and they say stop. I don't like this force, but you can of course do it. That's the riffle force. So you're forcing the 5 of Hearts. That is step number 1. Now step number 2 is to have this on top of the deck, ready to either switch it in for this or control this in such a way that you can get into a switch position. So what I mean by that is as follows. Let's take a look at one example now where they pick the 5 of hearts, okay? So let's say this is on top, this is in the middle, and they say stop, and they go ahead and they grab the 5 of hearts. As they take a look at the 5 of hearts, you are now going to control it second from top. Now there's a few controls that gets it second from top. One control to control it second from top is a bluff pass. So as they do this, you just lift up one card and it looks like you're lifting up half the deck. They place it here and then you make pretend that it goes back in the middle. So that's a bluff pass right there. Another one you can do is using a tilt. So this I also taught on my channel, tilt, which puts it directly second from top. In any case, let's say you get it second from top. So you force a card, you control a second from top with this on top like that. Now you're going to do a standard double lift. You show the double lift and you're going to say, look, we're going to try to summon the spirits. Go ahead, hold out your 2 fingers like that. They do so, you turn this over, and then you just come back down like that on their 2 fingers, and then they have marked the blood on the 5 of hearts. Now this is just basically not an effect. You can get that as a visual moment, and as they react to that, you could just come back down here and do a top change and then show this to be clean again. So it has a Halloweeny spooky kind of vibe to it where they saw blood on the card for a second and then you could give it out for this card to be examined. Another similar effect is as follows. You're going to force the 5 of hearts once again. So go ahead, oh, please touch a card. What a coincidence. Is it the 5 of hearts? You don't say that, of course. But you force the 5 of hearts again, and then the bloody one will be in the middle of the deck. So the bloody one in the middle of the deck, okay, just waiting there. You're going to control the 5 up to the top, okay? So say put your card back into the middle and control it up using your favorite method. So now we have the 5 of hearts, their selection on top, and the bloody one somewhere in the middle. Now, since you're using the Halloween deck, you can make up any spooky story that you want. And you're going to say, look, we summon the spirits and blah, blah, blah. You actually mark the card without knowing. You're going to turn over the deck, start spreading, and you're going to go slowly one by one through the deck until you get to their card. So one card will reveal itself to us. One card and one card only, and boom, you get the blood-stained one. It's funny because at this point you see the spectators go like this and check their fingers for blood, which I think is quite funny. And at this point, while you're showing it to them, I'm going to get a break underneath the top card, which is the real 5 of hearts. All right, so I'm just gonna either pull down or buckle it and get my pinky in there. This will come back around and go second from bottom. All right, so you're putting it second from bottom, just like that. And now keep a break like this, all right? As you turn it over, you can keep the break, or you don't have to keep the break, to be honest, but I like to do it just so I can get that break once again, and it's easy when I turn the deck over 180 degrees to show that bloody card, but now you're in position for a double lift, okay? So that's a little bit of a more advanced technique, but I'm sure you guys will get it. Now from here, you're going to take the card, turn it over as one, and now you're ready to just change that bloody card back to it. So it's the same exact effect as the one before, but we're just doing it in a different manner. And I'm sure that you guys will come up with many, many different ways to do this exact effect. Now the last version that I want to talk about is a more sort of visual version where they select the 5 of hearts, the same exact procedure, and I have to go through it again. But what's going to happen now is a more visual type of version where you are going to take the card and make it bloody like that. I like to do it slowly like this and then kind of check my fingers. If you want, you could incorporate fake blood somehow. I haven't really thought that through just yet. Or if this is face up, you can actually place this on top, this on the bottom, palm this card off and then show it. So now you really do to get a nice visual of the change happening. So that's the structure. Force the 5 of hearts, then switch it in for this either in a visual way or a non-visual way, and then change it back to the original 5 of hearts, and you have yourself a nice little bloody effect. Alright guys, there you have it. That was the video. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. If you do like the deck, it is for a good cause, so if you want to pick some up, they will be available on Thursday, October 10th, only on houseofplayingcards.com, along with one more deck plus my birthday celebration. So if you did like this video and if you like what I'm doing here on this channel, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you very soon. Peace.